Welcome back to the Red Dice Diaries, and I'm running a little bit behind with my RPGaDay video since I've been busy at the weekend running some games, but I'm going to try and catch up as quickly as I possibly can. So I'm going to first of all look at question number 9 on the RPGaDay list of questions, and number 9 is your favourite media that you wish was an RPG. Now there are a few things that I'd like to see as an RPG, one of which is this, the comic series Fables, which is a great comic series effectively about a group of refugee fables being characters like Snow White, the Big Bad Wolf, etc., that we know from popular legend and lore, who've been forced to flee their magical kingdom due to the machinations of an evil adversary who has been slowly taking over all of these interweaved and interconnected magical kingdoms. And in order to escape, these refugees have fled to what they call the Mundi world, which is our own mundane world, and they've established a small enclave known as Fabletown in, I believe, New York City. The comics, although I won't go into too much detail about them since I don't want to spoil it for anyone who wants to read them, are excellently drawn, and they really do feature a wide gamut of these popular sort of public domain myth and fable characters, all with a bit of an interesting spin. For instance, the Big Bad Wolf, a character is referred to as Bigby Wolf in the Fables comics, is the sheriff of Fabletown, who goes around trying to arrest people who have committed crimes against Fablekind. One of the most severe crimes that there is, aside from aiding the adversary, is to reveal the existence of fables to mundane people. And there's various other interesting mythological characters that are included in it. For instance, when we first see Fabletown, it's run by Old King Cole, and the day-to-day running of everything, since he's mainly a sort of glad handler who's a kindly public face of Fabletown, is run by Snow White. And as the comics continue on, we're introduced to more characters. There's more interesting twists and relationships that start developing between these ideas, and the authors of the comic series really start to stamp their own mark on these well-known and well-loved tales. Now, I know that at least one computer game has been created based, I think it's actually a prequel set before the Fable comics, called A Wolf Amongst Us, if I remember correct, which focuses very much on Bigby Wolf. Now, I think something like this would work great for a role-play game, since it allows you to play familiar characters and just sort of blur the lines between them and play around with how they're popularly conceived. So that's one idea. I'd like to see the Fables comics done as a RPG. And the other one, which is a sort of a bit more of a hazy notion, is I'd like to see some of the old sort of gothic horror novels and the old style of books done more as RPGs. You know, these very symbolic books where every castle is a tall, towering edifice, every relationship is dramatic, the histories of old families are pulled out into the light, and there's always a secret lurking behind every closet. So that's what I'd like to see, either some of the old gothic novels updated and somehow brought around as an RPG. I'm not entirely sure how you do it, but if it could be done well, I think that'd be great, and it'd be a nice change of pace from some of the more traditional RPGs we have. And just because I'm a big fan of fables and mythology, I'd love to see the Fables comics done as an RPG. So that's my RPGaDay video. I hope if you've enjoyed it, you'll click on the red dice up there to subscribe to my channel, and I hope I'll see you in the next video shortly. Take care.